Hello and welcome to Reason News. Today we're delving into the landmark court decision in the case of 6-year-old Joshlin Smith, who vanished from Saldanha Bay in February last year. After a grueling 8-week trial, the Western Cape High Court, sitting in Saldanha Bay, delivered a verdict that has sent shockwaves through the nation. On Friday, May 2nd, 2025, Judge Nathan Erasmus found Joshlin's mother, Racquel Smith, her boyfriend Jacquen Appollis, and their friend Steveno van Rhyn guilty of kidnapping and human trafficking. The National Prosecuting Authority has hailed the conviction as a landmark ruling, emphasizing the gravity of human trafficking and the importance of this verdict for future cases. The prosecution team, led by advocates Aradhana Hiraman and Zelda Swanepoel, presented compelling evidence that convinced the court beyond a reasonable doubt that Joshlin was sold for the purpose of exploitation. Here's a video from the SABC News.
Painting a timeline of the evidence presented in the trial, Judge Erasmus found that the plan, purpose and commodification of young Joshlin satisfied the requirements of the charges against the trio.
On count 1, you are guilty of a contravention of Section 4.1 of the Act, read with the other legislation on trafficking in persons in relation to Joshlin Smith. On count 2, you are also convicted of kidnapping.
The court found that the conduct of Smith and Appollis following Joshlin's disappearance was that of people who knew what happened to her. He said the evidence showed that they were not involved in searching for the child, slept soundly, and that Smith even danced at an event where a musical group performed in the days following her child's disappearance.
Then you tell everybody the child made you famous. Then you go jive and dance on the 3rd of March. And there are many more. This is not the conduct of somebody that's unaware of what happened to the child. They go and sleep that night. I want to say stepfather and mother. Next evening, sleep like a baby at Kelly Seeger's house. And so it goes on. Similarly, Mr. Appollis, Joshlin was left in his care. Also, inconsistent versions. Hiding Mr. van Rhyn away, not mentioning Mr. van Rhyn being there, does not partake in the search.
He said the court only had the state's evidence, as the three chose to remain silent and not testify.
They chose to remain silent. You have a right to remain silent. As the Constitutional Court pointed out in State versus Busak, it's not absolute. There comes a time where the evidence is such that it calls out for an answer. And yes, you may still exercise your right, but it has risks.
The verdict was greeted with applause in the courtroom. Joshlin's grandmothers said their questions about her whereabouts remain unanswered.
Key to the conviction was the testimony of state witness Laurentia Lombard, who claimed Smith confessed to selling her daughter for 20,000 rands. This testimony was corroborated by evangelist Nico Kotze, who recounted a prior conversation with Smith where she allegedly spoke of her plans to sell her children due to financial difficulties. The fact that the accused chose to remain silent throughout the trial was also noted by the judge, who stated that their silence in the face of such evidence allowed the court to draw inferences. While the guilty verdict brings a sense of justice, the heartbreaking reality remains that Joshlin Smith is still missing. Her whereabouts are unknown, and the police have stated that the case remains open, with the search for the young girl continuing. The family, particularly Joshlin's grandmother, Amanda Daniels Smith, has expressed relief at the conviction but continues to plead for information that could lead to finding Joshlin. Authorities had hoped that the convicted trio might reveal information about Joshlin's location during the court proceedings. However, they exercised their right to remain silent. The police have reiterated their commitment to the ongoing search and are urging anyone with information to come forward. The sentencing proceedings for Smith, Appollis and Van Rhyn are scheduled for Friday, May 9th, 2025. It remains to be seen whether any new information will light during sentencing. The conviction in the Joshlin Smith case is a crucial step in holding those responsible for this horrific crime accountable. However, the absence of Joshlin continues to cast a dark shadow over this victory. The community of Saldanha Bay and the nation at large remain hopeful that she will be found and that the full truth of what happened to her will be revealed. We will continue to follow this developing story and bring you the latest updates on Reason News. Until next time, stay informed, updated, and stay curious.